Chapter 5: The Synchronous Supply Chain. Table of Content. 5.1: The Extended Enterprise and the Virtual Supply Chain. 5.2: The Role of Information in the Virtual Supply Chain. 5.3: Laying the Foundations for Synchronization. 5.4: Quick Response Logistics. 5.5: Production Strategies for Quick Response. 5.6: Logistics Systems Dynamics.
5.1: The Extended Enterprise and the Virtual Supply Chain. Even more importantly, it is information shared between partners in the supply chain that makes possible the responsive flow of product from one end of the pipeline to another.
Second subtopic, 5.2: The Role of Information in the Virtual Supply Chain. Leading organizations have long recognized that the key to success in supply chain management is the information system. Information that enables supply and demand to be matched in multiple markets, often with tailored products in ever shorter time frames. The example given is the Airbus aircraft manufacturing company. The way that Airbus now designs and assembles its advanced airplanes would not be possible without the use of global information networks that link one end of the value chain to the other.
The second example is the extranets. Organizations with quite different internal information systems can now access data from customers on sales or product usage and can use that information to manage replenishment and to alert their suppliers of forthcoming requirements. One of Britain's major retailers, Tesco, is using an extranet to link with its suppliers to share point of sale data. At the same time, the company is successfully running a home shopping and delivery system for consumers over the internet. Within the business, intranets are in place that enable information to be shared between stores and to facilitate communication across the business.
Take a look at Figure 5.1. There are 11 areas of Internet application and the supply chain. The 11 areas are the customer service, marketing channel, information retrieval, supplier relationships, financial transactions, building strategies alliances, electronic distribution, internal communications, human resources and employee relations, and the last is the sales force automation.
As overall, the IT solutions now exist to enable supply chain partners to share information easily and at relatively low cost. The third subtopic is the 5.3, laying the foundation for synchronization. Under the synchronization philosophy, the requirement is for small shipments to be made more frequently and to meet the precise time requirements of the customer. There may have to be trade-offs, but the goal must be to improve total supply chain cost effectiveness. In a synchronous supply chain, the management of inbound materials flow becomes a crucial issue. In particular, the search for consolidation opportunities has to be a priority. As example, rather than one supplier making a series of deliveries in small quantities to a customer, the orders from a number of suppliers are combined into a single delivery. Emergence of synchronous supply chains as a management philosophy has coincided with the growth of third-party distribution and logistics companies specializing in providing an inbound consolidation service.
These logistics service companies can manage the pickup of materials and components from suppliers on a milk-round basis, using a central hub or transshipment center for sorting and consolidating for inbound delivery. They may also perform certain value-adding activities such as quality control, kitting, sequencing, or final finishing. The idea of stockless distribution centers or cross-docking enables a more frequent and efficient replenishment of product from manufacturer to individual stores, often facilitated by a logistics service provider. Moving to the fifth subtopic is 5.4 Quick Response Logistics. The basic idea behind quick response, or the QR, is that in order to reap the advantages of time-based competition, it is necessary to develop systems that are responsive and fast. Hence, QR is to provide the right product in the right place at the right time.
Figure 5.2 show the acting on this information. A consolidate pickup and store delivery sequence is activated. 3 items are included, which are scheduled pickups from suppliers, transshipment center, and consolidated local delivery. A further feature in favor of QR systems is that by speeding up processing time in the system, cumulative lead times are reduced.
Figure 5.3 Quick Response System can trigger a virtuous circle in logistics. 6 elements involved are quick response, reduced lead time, less pipeline inventory, less inventory required, reduced forecasting error, and less safety stock.
As for example, retail fashion store, The Limited. Another case from the US is provided by the chain of retail fashion stores, The Limited. Each of the several thousand stores in the chain tracks consumer preferences daily, using their point-of-sale data. Based upon this, orders are sent by satellite links to the suppliers around the world. Using Hong Kong as a consolidation center, goods are flown back to the Limited's distribution center in Columbus, Ohio. At the distribution center, the goods are price-marked resorted for immediate onward shipment by truck and plane to the retail stores. The whole cycle from reorder to in-store display can be achieved in 6 weeks.
The fifth subtopic, 5.5 Production Strategies for Quick Response. The organization could respond to any request that was technologically feasible in any quantity. The new focus on flexible manufacturing systems, FMS, has highlighted the possibility. The key to flexibility in manufacturing is not just new technology. Example, robotics, although this can contribute dramatically to its achievement. The main barrier to flexibility is the time taken to change.
Single-minute exchange of die, or SMED, is the goal in many Japanese plants. In other words, continuous attention by management and the workforce is focused upon the ways in which setup times can be reduced. For example, Benetton. A classic example is provided by Benetton, the Italian fashion goods manufacturer and distributor, which has created a worldwide business based upon responsiveness to fashion changes, with a particular emphasis upon color. By developing an innovative process whereby entire knitted garments can be dyed in small batches, they reduce the need to carry inventory of multiple colors. And because of the small batch sizes for dyeing, they greatly enhance their flexibility. Benetton's speed of response is also assisted by the investment that they have made in high-speed distribution systems, which are themselves aided by rapid feedback of sales information from the marketplace.
Many companies are now seeking to construct supply chains to enable them to support a marketing strategy of mass customization. Example, Dell and Hewlett-Packard strategy. Often this can be achieved by postponing the final configuration or assembly of the product until the actual customer requirement is known. In other cases, high technology in the form of computer-aided design / computer-aided manufacturing, CAD or CAM, can provide the means for this mass customization. Subtopic number 6, 5.6, Logistics Systems Dynamics. Logistics systems are prone to what has been called a bullwhip or Forrester effect, after J. Forrester, who developed a set of techniques known as industrial dynamics. Forrester defined industrial dynamics as the study of the information feedback characteristics of industrial activity to show how organizational structure, amplification in policies, and time delays in decisions and returns interact to influence the success of the enterprise. It treats the interactions between the flows of information, money, orders, and materials, personnel, and capital equipment in a company, an industry, or a national economy. Forrester.
What becomes apparent from this modeling of complex systems is that small disturbances in one part of the system can very quickly become magnified as the effect spreads through the pipeline.
Such as many consumer product companies that are heavy spenders on trade promotions, e.g., special discounts, incentives, etc., do not realize what the true costs of such activities are. In the first instance, there is the loss of profit through the discount itself, and then there is the hidden cost of the disturbance to the logistics system. So if sales during the promotional period are, say, 1,100 cases, but without the promotion they would have been 1,000, then whilst the incremental revenue comes only from the additional 100 cases, the discount applies to all 1,100.
Example. Imagine a retailer with an inventory management ordering strategy based on starting each week with the equivalent of 3 weeks demand in stock. So if weekly demand were 100 units for a particular item, the target starting inventory would be 300, that is 100 times 3. Now let us assume that as a result of a promotion, demand increases by 10% to 110. This means that the system would place an order to bring the next week's starting inventory up to 330, that is 110 times 3. So the reorder quantity would have to be 140, that is the 110 units sold to consumers plus the extra 30 required to meet the new starting level. States it was estimated that the time from the end of the production line to purchase by the consumer in a retail store was 84 days for a typical dry grocery product. One of the benefits of a quick response system is that by linking the retail checkout desk to the point of production through electronic data transfer, the surge effect can be dramatically reduced. This fact alone could more than justify the initial investment in linked buyer or supplier logistics information systems. In conclusion, information technology is very important in the synchronous supply chain in allowing organizations to communicate business information and collaboration with each other. In addition, the internet, intranets and extranets play an important role in a business to ensure that information is accessible to employees and stakeholders of the company. Therefore, that is the end of explanations for Chapter 5, the Synchronous Supply Chain. Thank you for watching and listening.